Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jolly and I make art videos. For today's video, we are going to use this as a reference photo. I think I'd like to paint this, but of course, again, we're not going to copy the exact look of this flower. We're just going to translate it into our own style. So I have here my Etchr Sketchbook, and then for my paints I'm using Shinhan PWC, and then for my brushes I'm gonna be using the silver brush Black Velvet. So I have size 6 and 8. It's my first time to paint this, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be using two brushes, but okay, let's start with mixing the color. We can start by mixing Prussian blue and a little bit of indigo, just to get that nice like dull blue color. And then we can add a little bit of violet, but that's too much violet. Okay, then we'll just adjust later. Okay, so we have a yellow center over here, so let's just grab some yellow. I'm gonna be using size 6 to grab some yellow color. And then let's just paint some lines in like different directions. Again, we're going to paint this in like a loose style, so it's not really going to look exactly the same as the original flower. So I think I need a bit more violet. And then when the first layer dries, maybe we can add more details like some veins. Okay, so let's mix Prussian blue, indigo, and a little bit of violet again. So when you get strokes like this, it just means that the brush is dry. But in some cases, I think it still looks good because it looks more expressive. But if you don't want that, just paint on top of it. Okay, so this area looks good. I think that's like an accidental mistake, but I think I'm just gonna leave it as is. So just follow your like instinct when you're painting. Okay, so I think we need to add a bit more violet. It's becoming too blue. Okay, and then let's add a flower that's like facing sideways. So the yellow part will just go into one direction. And then let's just start adding petals. Okay, and then just gonna drop in some areas with a bit more concentrated paint just to make it look more interesting. Alright, so you're done with that, and next up, I'm gonna be adding a stem using sap green. Okay, and this one can go from here, going downwards, and then let's add some like filler flowers. So I have here a mixture of greenish yellow, or you can just mix sap green and yellow. So let's create some tiny flowers. So you can paint like 5 petals, some can be just 4 petals, and doesn't have to look perfect because we are going to group these small flowers. Then we can add a little bit of green. You can also add a little bit of cerulean blue just to make it look more interesting. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab some sap green and just connect all of these small flowers. And just let it like bleed into each other. You can also paint some like small leaves. Alright, so I have here a mixture of sepia and just sap green, just so I can have like a more like earthy color. And just gonna start painting some thin lines, and then just put some like small dots that will look like buds, and just going to put them like randomly. So this is also a good filler, so just stamp your brush on the paper. And then I have diluted cerulean blue, and then let's just add some flowers over here. I'm just going to keep it pretty like loose, and I'm using my size 6 black velvet brush. And then let's just add a very bold center, so I'll grab my indigo and just drop it in, just like let it bleed. And then we can add some more leaves using sap green. Okay, so I'm grabbing this mixture of sap green and sepia just to add a different shade of green. Then you can extend the stem and just make some like wiggly strokes. Okay, so just added some leaves here, and I think we can put some dots over here that will look like filler. So this is just diluted cerulean blue. Okay, now it's time to add more details on this flower. So let's add more yellow on the center. Alright, and then I have here a mixture of Prussian blue, indigo, and just some violet. Okay, so now I'm going to add some thin lines. And I'm using the silver brush black velvet in size 6. So I'm sort of just like adding some veins. Okay, and then let's add some more. Okay, and then I'm gonna add some indigo on this part just to like deepen the color. So you want the center that looks more defined. So I'm just going to tap this dark color and create sort of a ring. And then another method is to drag some of the color going outward. So I have a wet brush and I'm just going to paint here so that the dark paint just flows. So this is optional, so I don't really need to do this. Then if a lot of the paint goes down, you can just sort of wipe it using your brush. Okay, so now let's move on to the other flower. Okay, so again, this is really just like optional. You can leave it as is without veins. And then you can add another layer of fillers over here. I'm just going to tap some strokes to just create more depth. And just going to do this randomly. No pressure to make it super perfect. Okay, you can also drop in like a darker shade of green if you want like more contrast. Then just add more layers as you as you like. Okay, so I think that we are done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Comment down below if you have any suggestions. So thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!